On my memo tonight, I'm caught between embarrassment and exasperation. And I'm afraid I may not be alone in that proverbial place between a rock and a hard place. And if I put it in another way, it can be a tough thing being a resident of the city of Nairobi. And I mean tough in an embarrassing sense. Now, Nairobi, the capital of Kenya, is supposedly run from City Hall, that imposing administrative block that was quite thoughtfully constructed by the colonial authorities. When architects chose majestic Roman or Greek columns for the face of a building, they would normally be communicating authority, assertiveness, sure-footedness, strength, invincibility, and above all, dignity. But none of these values are to be omitted by their columns. They're instead supposed to inform the character, personality, and conduct of the occupants of such an imposing building. But quite frankly, for much of Kenya's independence history, those columns at City Hall have been an oxymoron. City Hall has hardly ever projected greatness. It's been more inclined instead to projecting trivialities and the inane. City Hall has consistently insisted on being the city's final destination of the low road. To occupy a seat of decision in City Hall, it has become increasingly evident that one has to have thuggish qualities, and as a rule, one has to be low on civility and incapable of embarrassment. Which is why I was totally not surprised by the events at City Hall this week, where a new power struggle emerged involving the office of the clerk of the county assembly. The events were both embarrassing and exasperating. It is a tiring non-stop show that Nairobi residents have had to live with. When the governor is not punching and kicking, the speaker is screaming, and when the MCAs are not turning chairs, the clerks are fighting for offices. Nairobi leadership is an ugly and an altogether bad show, and for a capital city, there's a lot that calls for a collective moment of shame. In any case, the city is now in the hands of a caretaker military administration because the county government is chaotic. The assembly is also chaotic. Instances that have in a large part affected service delivery to residents of the city in the sun. For the past 4 months, Nairobians have witnessed a battle for control of the county resources between the governor and the director of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, or NIMS. The wrangles involve the transfer of key county functions to the national government, with the NIMS receiving a huge chunk of the county's revenue. And now the governor wants the deed of transfer nullified, saying he signed the document without looking through it. And that is not all. During the same period, the county assembly has had a string of public disagreements on the position of speaker, that of the majority and minority leaders, as well as the push and pull between supporters of the governor and the speaker. And for all these reasons, I am tired. As a Nairobi resident, I'm very, very tired. Are you? That is my memo.